Alright folks, welcome back to Motoramblings. I'm Patrick. I copper my 2012 Suzuki VStrom, and behind me is, I don't even know if I want to tell who's behind me. He's being mean.
I'm just telling you, your top case is still open.
Yeah. Alright Roger, you saw my videos with the 360 cam, right?
Which ones are those?
The most recent, where I was going out to South Dakota.
Yes.
So, did you think that it added much to the video? Do you think it helped the video? Was it even noticeable?
I'm sure it's noticeable because you're moving the camera, and I guess you're doing that in editing.
Yes.
So, yeah, it makes a difference. I mean, it's much better than someone that puts the camera on their helmet and then can't keep their head still. Somebody like me.
Yeah.
You know, looking left and right. And quality of video was really suffers from it.
Right.
But you're smoothly moving the camera, so does it add to it? No, I'd say so.
Okay. Well, on those videos...
You know what else really would help? Make a big impact with a drone.
Yes. But, side note, if I were to use a drone now, I need to have a license. And I don't. But a drone, as great as it was, and it would have been unbelievable up there on Needles Highway, I have just found myself, I don't like to take the time to get a drone out and do all the drone thing. I mean, I stopped and did video with the other camera, put the camera down, rode through the tunnel and all that, and I took the time to do that. I took a ton of pictures. I stopped and actually took pictures, believe it or not. But I don't know, just the whole process of doing the drone thing, maybe I just need to get more used to it, but I don't know. I don't enjoy that part of it. But I was wondering about the 360 cam because I borrowed it from Carson, the adventurous rider.
Yes.
And, you know, I didn't know much about it. I knew that there was extra editing involved, but I didn't know what that took, how long it would take, all that stuff. So borrowing his, and I got to use it a few times just before I left. Got a little practice. You know, it really gave me a good idea of what's involved to use a 360 cam. Now, I'm kind of debating on whether or not I want one, because I'm not the type of guy to just throw the 360 camera on and let it do its thing. If you set the 360 camera up, say I had it on my handlebar and I had it looking at me, it's going to point in that direction no matter what I do. So if I did a 360, like on Iron Mountain Road, they got those pigtails, the camera would rotate around me as I went through one of those pigtails. It wouldn't stay focused on me, which in some cases, you know, that's kind of cool. Stay on your side, lady. So in order to keep it in one spot, you got to do editing. To turn it to what you want it to look at, you got to do that in editing. And I enjoyed the end product on a ride like out there at Custer with the wildlife, with Needles Highway, with Iron Mountain. But for me, because I'm kind of meticulous about it, that took a long time. And I'll tell you exactly what I did. I would watch the main video from this camera, the one with the audio. I would watch the whole video, whether it was 30 seconds or 20 minutes. And I would take notes. I want the 360 camera looking here at this time in the video. I want the 360 camera looking here at this time in the video. And then I would go and watch the 360 in editing, and I would use the software to point the camera where I want it to point, when I want it to point. And that takes a while.
It's just like anything else, though. The more you do it, the more efficient you're going to be. And, I get it. I don't want to put a bunch of effort into it either.
Gravel in the middle. So I'm still debating on whether or not I want to do that, because I even thought, well, I'll just get a 360 camera and I'll just use it as a second camera looking at my face most of the time, and only use it to look around when, you know, there's something cool to look at, like the Blue Ridge Parkway someday, or if I were to go out on another big trip, you know, Colorado. I'm sure a 360 camera would be unbelievable. And so, yeah, that's just something I kind of was tossing back and forth in my mind, was, is it enough? Do I add enough to a video to warrant a 360 camera? Not the cost, but the time and the editing to do it and do it right.
Well, that's a tough one, because until you're proficient at it, you really don't know the time cost.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the more I do it, the faster I'll get, but you know, I still would go through the same process of timing it.
Well, my thing is this, is if you're running that 360 camera someplace spectacular, and you're just doing a vlog, you're talking in your helmet, you're checking things out, you're, you know, wow, look at this, ooh, look at that, that's spectacular. But if there's a hand signal that you can use, let's say, you know, on the left side of the road, you've seen the bison, you know, they're over here grazing on the left side of the road. There was some way you could, you know, hand signal, okay, you know, whenever my hand does this, you know, look for that whenever I'm in editing. That would minimize some of that time of searching for stuff.
Right, yep. 360 camera, look to my right. Yeah, it's, you know, his camera unfortunately had a scar on one of the lenses.
Yeah.
And so I had to work around that as well. I didn't want that to be dead center in the frame when I was trying to look at stuff. If I have one that's not scarred up, I've seen people use the 360 camera as their only camera.
Oh, yeah.
And I can see how you could do that. I did like the idea that, you know, when I've got a remote control for the GoPro, and because his 360 camera was a GoPro, I connected both of them to the remote. So when I wanted to turn the cameras on, it was one press of the remote and both cameras came on.
Or you could turn on your seat and say GoPro and stop recording.
Shut up. I will never ever do that again, I hope.
Water pals.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. But yeah, so I don't know, I've been debating about it. Do I want to add a 360 camera, or do I just want to do a replacement action cam, because the GoPros are getting old and sometimes they act like they're old. And you've got, what'd you say, a DJI?
I have DJI and Antenna cameras.
Okay.
No more drone. Got rid of the drone. It's just, you know, one of those things. I just didn't want to take the time to be proficient at flying it. You know, it didn't involve anything extra in the editing, but choppy drone video is choppy drone video.
Yep.
And I thought, well, the only way I'm going to get smooth at it is if I fly it more often. No, that didn't happen. So, got rid of that drone. But I did require a license. Mini 3.
Right.
But, you know, between the Osmo Action 4 and the little pocket Osmos, I was a big fan of their cameras.
Okay.
And with my luck with all of the GoPros that I've had in the past, and I've got 2 still remaining, I just decided to go away from GoPro. And I'm sure some people have huge success with them, and they've not had good luck with the DJI.
Yeah, I've not heard those stories yet, but I imagine you're right.
Tomato, tomato.
Yep. When I do purchase cameras again, I will probably try something else. I saw recently where a guy was reviewing his new DJI on YouTube. So, I don't know. I got to think about it. I got to figure out what I want to do. You know, I could do the 360 cam and maybe use it as like the main camera for everything I do. I don't know.
Well, I do know that you have a resource where you can get a DJI action over a couple of ND filters, and you can try it out. I obviously aren't recording anything.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll do that. But I need to have it so that I can do audio with it.
Yeah, that I don't know how to achieve that.
Yeah, I have to look into that myself.
That's the only reason I went with center.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it dumb, keep it simple, stupid.
Right.
My motto.
There you go.
I had to keep it simple because I would forget to either plug it in or I would forget to take it off whenever it's pouring the rain. Or,
yeah. I've done that. I actually ruined audio in a couple of videos because I left it out in the rain, and because the way I have to plug in my audio, it's not waterproof. And yeah, I ruined some audio on some videos. Anyway, I just wanted your thoughts on what you thought about a 360 cam and what you thought it would do for videos and for a channel.
Any additional view, I think it's a bonus. It's just a matter of do you want to invest the time to become proficient.
Mm-hmm. Oh, see, like a ride like today, there wouldn't be a lot that I would be wanting the 360 for. You know, there's not a ton of stuff to be turning it and saying, oh, I want it to look at that when I'm going around. You know, maybe when we get up here on Doggett Mountain, there might be a couple of spots where it'd be cool to have. But to me, it's having two regular cameras, I think, would work almost as well in most cases. Clear, clear. All right, folks, well, that's our little conversation about 360 cameras, and do I, don't I? Is it worth it? Is it worth the money, the time, the effort? Am I putting in too much effort when I'm in editing? Who knows? But thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone will stay well, stay safe, and most of all, stay happy, y'all. Motoramblings and Riding the Thin Lines out.
We go.